Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Lisa Lauture, and I am the host of How Did You Get Here? Um, and I'm excited today because our guest, I'm so excited to have her here, Monique C. Gaines. She don't know this, but sometimes I call her or I refer to her as Sister Gaines, especially when I see some of them pictures she posts, and I'm like, okay, Sister Gaines, you better do it. But I met Monique before she met me. I read an interview about Monique and how she won a runway walk contest. And when I read that article, I was just super inspired by her story. And I saw the video of her walk, and I was like, okay, I want to do that. I want to be confident, and I want to do all those things. So me seeing that article and reading her story and watching her on the runway actually inspired me to want to um, build my confidence. So thank you.
It's too early in the interview for my eyes to start sweating. Don't get me started, girl. Don't do that. Don't do it.
Well, you know what? I believe that when we step out into our purpose and we do what we're great at out loud and not shrink back, it gives others permission, to do the same. And reading that and experiencing that moment did give me permission to do the same. So you keep on doing what you do out loud, inspiring, and all that jazz. Okay. But after I read the article and time went on, I actually had the privilege of walking a runway with
It's
her.
too early. I can't take it. Okay. I can't. Okay.
Just take your deep breath. Listen, it's okay to leak on this show. I have leaked on many occasions.
We just
um,
started. It's not fair. Okay.
but I did. I had the privilege of getting to know Monique and walking the runway with her and see her work. And I have been honored to say that Monique is my friend and I love her. So I, of course, wanted you all to meet her too. So please welcome Monique to the show.
Hi, everybody. As you can see, I do not cry. My eyeballs sweat. So when they get too wet, I kind of just gotta let them do their thing. So
Look, let me fan you a little bit, girl.
thank
Yes.
you, thank you, thank you. 'Cause they get hot, girl. They get hot, child. But thank you so much for having me on the show. It is really, truly, honestly, and an absolute honor to even be thought of to be on the show. So I greatly, greatly appreciate the invitation, and I'm ready to get into it. And let's be real. Let's be real. Let's love on her a little bit. So,
Oh,
with,
God.
no, if you can give it, you're gonna be able to take it, baby.
I got my tissue.
Well, you went up on me because I ain't have to. But I remember seeing what we dubbed the blonde bombshell, which is Lisa Lauture. And I know you're probably wondering, blonde bombshell. Well, back then she was blonde, honey. She was blonde. She was probably, I don't know, still got the blonde. See there, she got to keep it. She was a heavier set woman. She did not look like this. No, this is what we met. No, honey, she didn't look like this. Don't get me wrong. She was still absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. She didn't look like this. This aura on her, it was a different type of aura. It was a quiet one. It was strong, but it was quiet. And finally got her out there, and I remember my mama saying, "She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous." And I was like, "I know, right?" And so me and Dion got together. We were like, "We got to get this And once we started working with Lisa, and it's been an absolute joy and a privilege to watch you grow and blossom, even outside and beyond modeling. Just to sit back and be like, damn, she did it again. Oh, she leveling up again. I knew she could do it. So it's been an absolute pleasure and joy to watch you grow. So thank you for what you're doing. Keep doing it. Keep reaching out. Keep touching women. Keep going, because baby, listen, woo! I love it. I love it. I love it.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I'm learning how to, take compliments and things. So
You would be welcome.
thank you. So, Monique, were you always this confident?
Absolutely not. I did not find any semblance of self confidence until I was probably, hmm, probably like right before I started modeling. I'm 38 now. I'll be 38 at the end of the month. I started modeling when I was 32, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the big, all through school, elementary school, I was always a heavier kid. I wasn't necessarily like a big kid, but I was heavier than everybody else. And actually looking back now, in the 80s and in the 90s, what was considered big is very average and kind of small now,
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, in comparison to everybody else, I was a bigger child, just chunky, normal kind of chunky. But I was always teased about it. I was teased about it in school, and then of course, growing up in a black household, black people give you backhanded compliments, but they're compliments. But especially the older generation, that look at you, you're just getting big.
Mm-hmm.
That face.
Yeah.
And in actuality, all they're just saying is that you just got a little chunky, and they don't actually mean anything by it, but it sticks with you as a child, and it can hurt you, especially if it's not clarified. So at that time, I'm thinking they're thinking down on me, when really no, they're just saying, okay, you get a little chunky. And then there were some people in my family who were just like, you got to learn how to push away from the table, baby. That stuff kind of sticks with your plays on your psyche as a child. So through my life, I'm just like, no, I'm just some fat girl, I'm some fat, dark-skinned black girl that don't nobody really want to deal with. And so with that mindset, that's how I dealt with myself. That's how I treated myself. I made myself fall into the back. Even though with this personality, I can't stay in the background for too long. Somebody won't hear me. But somebody will hear me somewhere. But even in that, I'm still kind of like, and then I kind of
draw back.
Exactly. Go back to my place, my supposed to be, situation. But once I got pregnant and realized I was having a little girl, I said something's got to change. I've got to break the cycle, because I noticed it was a cycle within my family, the women in my family, that they did this thing where you're beautiful, baby, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, but I'm not ready. You're beautiful, but I'm not. I don't like this about myself. I don't like that about myself. I don't like this about myself, but you're gorgeous. And something that Dr. Phil said when I was a kid, I'm 13, 14 years old, but it stuck with me. I'm a Dr. Phil fanatic. I've always been a Dr. Phil fanatic, because he's been my fire. But he said, you could tell a child anything. You can tell them to do whatever it is you want them to do, but they're going to follow what you do, not what you say. And years later, that played back to me when I got pregnant, and I was just like, I've got to change something. What is it I'm going to change? I've got to be more confident. I want my child to have self-confidence from a young age. And I thought about it. My mom had never had any hesitation in telling me I was beautiful. But anytime anybody would try to compliment her, instead of her saying, oh, thank you, she would always counteract it with, yeah, but I don't like this. Well, oh, but I got this. And a lot of times those things were the things I loved about her. She doesn't have her full list. I wish I had her full list. I've always wanted my mother's full list. She can't stand it.
Pause. Her mom is a gorgeous woman.
Yes, babe? No, babe? Pass that picture right there. Yeah, that one. This is my mom.
Gorgeous. Yes.
This
You
my
see
mama.
where she got
She
it
really
from?
like, this is probably, she was 18, I think. This is her senior,
Mm.
one of her senior portraits. Bombshell.
Yes.
She's 50-some years old now and still looks like a 10. Like, my mom's
Yes.
gorgeous. So, to hear that and to hear her say things like that, I did exactly what Dr. Phil said. I didn't hear what she said. I saw what she did, and I
Mm.
copied it. I mimicked it. And so I went on this crusade that, oh, I got this little girl. I make sure that whatever she hears is positivity. No matter what, it's positivity. To the point that I got my grandparents and my parents, watch what you say around my child.
Mm.
As a baby, watch what you say around my child.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to answer your question about the confidence, no, it didn't come until really I started modeling. And I had people like Dion and Carrie. If you don't know who these people are and you're trying to model, you're a
Mm-hmm.
plus size model here in Huntsville, Alabama, get you a pen and start writing down some of these names.
Uh-huh.
But once I had people like Dion and Carrie, in my ear, like, no, this is what you're doing, this is who you are, this is who you are, this is what you look like, girl, and get that type of environment around me with the fact that I am a natural encourager myself, like that's
Mm-hmm.
just in my spirit, in my DNA. At some point, I had to turn that gun on myself and
Mm-hmm.
start shooting those words at myself and feeding that stuff to myself. And eventually, it got to a point where it was like, damn, you know what? You do look mighty good, honey. Walk by a mirror and be like, okay, me, and finally got to that point. But it took a lot. It took a lot. It took a lot of me sitting, especially in the last year. In the last year, it took a lot of what's called shadow work. Me going back to my childhood, figuring out those things that really triggered me. Why I do the things I do,
Mm-hmm.
why I think the way I think, why I say the things I say to myself versus what I say to other people. Why that can't be for me. And really finding those real true answers. And in doing that, it's been a real eye opening and awakening moment where it's just like, girl, you don't lie to yourself so much.
Mm.
And there was no reason for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have mercy. It's so funny because when I do live with Lisa, the Tuesday before this episode airs, I'm going to talk about that. I was just thinking about that this morning.
Mm.
How, like, all of this, I was just thinking and writing notes this morning. So I know this episode is right on time because this needs to be addressed. Okay. So you've gotten into modeling, your confidence has grown. By the by, again, that beauty runs in the family because her daughter is gorgeous as well.
My
And
baby.
got all that sass.
I created a monster, girl.
Yes, and I love it. Look, bravo. Yes, good job, mom. Yes. So it does run in the family. And now you have gotten into a new venture. Mm. Confessions of a Goddess.
No.
Yes. So tell us about Confessions of a Goddess.
Well, with Confessions of a Goddess, it actually speaks directly to what we were just talking about. I am the host of a show called Confessions of a Goddess. I am the Rose Gold Goddess because I'm obsessed with rose gold. I have a whole problem, like everything is rose gold. But also the meaning behind rose gold for me. We'll get to that. But Confessions of a Goddess, the model of Confessions of a Goddess is to honor the goddess within with honesty. And I know some people get off put when I refer to myself as a goddess or I refer to other women as goddesses or and other men as gods. And a lot of time I get hit with the, ooh, child, you trying to replace the Lord? No, 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 no. It's the exact opposite. I refer to myself as a goddess because I am a goddess. Because my father is Bill Gaines. So my name is Monique Gaines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if my spiritual father is God, why am I not a goddess?
Mm-hmm.
I honor the goddess within because he's within me. So I'm honoring him.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing that because I knew I had trouble with my faith. Like I believe in God. I know he's real,
Mm-hmm.
But why is it that I can't have that rock solid faith in him?
Mm.
I don't know about nobody else, but there's like a staff of people that live in my head. It's several people. They have conversations, they have meetings, they have arguments. It's a whole thing. And a lot of times I'm on the outside just going, can y'all please just be quiet and calm down? Please. And with all of these conversations, I'm like, but I don't hear the one voice I'm trying to hear. I'm trying so hard to hear him. I can't hear everybody. Shut up. I'm trying to hear, and I can't. And it got to the point where I was like, why can't I have this rock solid faith in him? And one of them was like, girl, what are you talking about? You don't even have faith in yourself. Like, how you gonna have faith in him? And I was like, who are you talking to? And another one was like, baby, he's within me. So if all that is within he is within you, having faith in yourself is having faith in him. Honoring yourself. And that was like, oh, okay, I get it. If he's in me and I am his child that I claim to be, why am I not a goddess? Because I am. I have to recognize the God within me. Women are not gods, but gods. So, with that, we have to honor the goddess within with honesty. Now, what that means is, going back to what we were saying earlier, there's so many times throughout life we lie to ourselves, whether we realize it or not. All your life you've grown up and you were told tomatoes were nasty, so you didn't eat tomatoes. Like, no, I don't like tomatoes. You don't like that? I don't like tomatoes. I don't fool with tomatoes. Tomatoes ain't my thing. I might even be allergic. I don't really know. I just don't fool with tomatoes. Then all of a sudden, you're 32 years old, you have a tomato, you're like, oh my God, it's refreshing, it's delicious. I don't know what I like. Tomatoes. You lied to yourself for the first 37 years of your life because of what somebody else told you. You didn't honor yourself with honesty. So with the show Confessions of a Goddess, that's my whole goal, is to honor yourself and the goddess within with honesty. And so when Black women specifically, I'm not saying that it's just for Black women, but with Black women specifically, we have the strong Black women trope. Like, no matter what happens, we can take it, we got it, we can handle it, it's fine, we got it. We could have the entire weight of the world. We got to get addicted, car being repoed, don't have no shoes that fit for the kids, the refrigerator is empty, but at the end of the day, you know what? That child is fed, that child has a roof over their head, they get to where they're going, and we done made it to work. And then when we close that door, we grumble. We don't know what to do. We're stressed out. We don't know where to turn. We don't know how to get out of the situation. We don't know what to do, and we grumble by ourselves. We don't talk to nobody about what's going on, and if we do, we still don't know what to do because we don't know how to accept what it is that we're being told, or what we're being told is the right thing. We don't know what to do. In that moment, there's so many thoughts, emotions, and energy that swirls around, and it's just left. What do you do with it? Do you cycle it back down and then go right back into that cycle and keep going? No, because eventually pressure gonna burst that pipe, and it's gonna end up coming out in ways you don't want. It's gonna come in ways that are gonna be more detrimental to you, your child, your spouse, your co-workers, whatever. And then in hindsight, you're like, that's not what I'm doing. I didn't want to hurt these people. I didn't want to hurt myself, or whatever. What do you do with that energy and that time you respond? At Confessions of a Goddess, that's what we tackle. So I have guests that come on that I tell people all the time, I'm not a professional. I ain't got no degrees. I got my degrees from the School of Hard Knocks. But what I do have are guests on who have real life experiences, who have real training, who are properly professional. Just yesterday, I did an interview with a professional licensed therapist, my yes, I go see a counselor, and you should too.
Yes.
Trust and believe. I did something with her, so it's like I have professionals on who know what they're talking about in regards to whatever the subject is that we're doing. And the subject is all based upon anonymous letters from other goddesses. So this is real, true life stuff. You know, people really come to me with their issues. You can hit me up at ConfessionsofaGoddess21 at Gmail. But all letters are anonymous. I do not mention any names. places, people, none of that. Because I want people to feel comfortable and knowing that they're coming to a safe space. And that's my number one thing. This is a safe space for all people, more specifically Black women, to tackle their issues with no judgment, no ridicule, nothing but solutions and love and support, because that's what I'm talking about. So that's what Confessions of a Goddess is about.
Whew, yes. And it's so necessary. So necessary. And I like what you said about how, we show up and we do all the things and we deal with all the pressure, and then we go in our closet and crumble. And then when we explode because of all the built up pressure, then everybody's looking like, what's going on? Because I thought you had it together,
Exactly.
So,
Why didn't you just come to me?
mm-hmm.
Not in a safe space. I don't feel safe with you.
Yeah. So it was necessary. After you explained all of that, I see where it's necessary for that space to have been created so that people can come, especially women, can come and be able to, talk about or even watch a conversation about the issues that we do crumble about behind doors, behind our closed doors and in our closets. So when you got started, like, what is it that made you say, you know what, this is worth pursuing. I'm gonna do this.
It was a few things. One thing is, ever since I was probably like 7, people have always come to me with their problem.
Mm-hmm.
They'll just be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, this is what's going on in my life. Okay. All right, cool. And so, and I guess I just have that kind of personality that people feel that sense of safety with me, which is fine. I don't have any problems with that, because I have no problems with confidentiality, because I'm very golden rule. I'm very reciprocal. What I give is what I expect to receive, and what you give me is what I expect to give back to you. So if you're coming to me in confidence, that means you want it to stay confidential. So that's what I will do. And people have always done that. And it got to the point to where people are like, damn, you get good advice. Like, you really know what you're talking about. And in my head, I'm going, it's just logic and common sense. 2 + 2 is 4, right? But at the same time, I also know there's a difference between being in something and seeing it versus being outside of something and seeing the entire picture. So when you have that unbiased point of view, you can give a different type of feel to something and make somebody see something in a different manner. Over the past 2 years, it just, with me going on a journey to discover more things about myself, people were still coming to me, but the subject matter was different. It was heavier. It wasn't just a superficial, oh, this boy, oh, what am I doing about this relationship? It started to be like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I really want to harm myself, or I'm really thinking about harming somebody else, or I can't do this anymore. It started to become heavier. And I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do. So I'm trying to help. And then it just got to the point where one of my friends was like, you need to get paid for this. I'm like, well, I don't know how to get paid for this, but okay. She's like, no, you really need to get paid for this. And I'm just like, I don't know nothing about that. And then I have another friend of mine who, she basically tricked me. She hoodwinked me. She was like, hey, if you wanted to see a show, what would you want to see? Girl, I want to see people helping Black women with their emotions. What would that look like to you? Write something down about what that would look like to you. It's like, okay, well, if I had a show, this is what it would be. And she said, okay, great. Now you got a show. Do it.
Come on now.
And I was like, excuse me? She was like, you got a show. Do it. I said, okay. And so that's how Confessions of a Goddess came about. I got hoodwinked into it. I got to be pushed into it, and I thank her every day for that.
You just needed a little guidance.
No, I needed a little hoodwinking, because she straight up lied to me. She straight up lied. And I was like, Thank you.
I know that.
I appreciate you.
Wow. So now, one of the things that I talk about is the fighting your inner bully. And
Yes.
that's that voice inside of us that shows up always at the right but the wrong time, and tells us that we aren't qualified, we aren't good enough, we are this, that, and the other, to keep us from moving forward in success. Um, Tell us about your inner bully and how she has tried to show up and keep you from moving forward into building on your success.
Well, before I do that, can I curse?
Hmm?
Can I curse?
Just the baby ones.
Okay. That heifer get on my nerves.
Okay, yeah.
That ain't what I wanted to say.
I know.
She deserves that title. But
But I heard what you said when you said it. Okay.
and I said what I said, just for record. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
She has been a very loud
Mm-hmm.
and boisterous part of my life for a very, very, very long time. And she's not gone. She's not gone. And I don't think that she'll ever leave. But I think what's the most important part about her voice is the volume. Again, there's a staff in here. There's several people in here. And when I can't hear anything else and all I can hear is her, that's when I know I have a problem. That's when I know whatever it is she's talking about, I have to address it. For far too long, she was the only one. I couldn't hear anything else but, you know, I'm not rich. You know, you know. Oh, you know, she could do this, that, and the third, but you ain't no way you ever be. You're not good enough. You don't have enough. Like she has been an extremely loud and prevalent voice in my life for way too long. And part of it was part of dealing with that side of myself. If I had to learn a different type of acknowledgement, because I acknowledged that she was there, but I acknowledged and welcome her versus acknowledging and declining.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn how to decline.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear what you're saying, but I don't accept what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that had to come through this course that I stick by because it's so true. Comfort versus discomfort.
Mm.
When you've been dealing with something for so long, you get comfortable with it, and it becomes a part of you only because you're used to it. It's repetition. So if you know that you're supposed to take this left-hand turn at this stop sign, you've been taking this left-hand turn for 30-some years, you just going to automatically turn left. Mm-hmm. But if that left-hand turn keeps leading, I'm the queen of metaphors. I'm sorry. I got a metaphor for everything.
Comment.
If you take that left-hand turn, you keep running into this dead end. At some point, when you come to that stop sign, you need to know to take a right. Mm. But you're automatic. You're conditioned to turn left. You know it's going to be a dead end, but you're going to make that left-hand turn because you're comfortable. Because that's all you know is that left-hand turn. But the moment that you decide to go, okay, this is uncomfortable, it's scary, it's new, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to make this right-hand turn. And you realize it's a whole nother street that leads to a highway, that leads to another state, that leads to a plane, that leads to overseas. And next thing you know, you're traveling. Versus that left-hand turn. So to that, I say that comfort versus discomfort. You get comfortable with that. So when you're trying to turn over a new leaf, you're like, ooh, this dress is cute. All of a sudden, you hear, I'm trying to. You be like, oh, no, you can that dress. Okay, I'm good. You're comfortable.
Mhm.
That's comfort. Versus, F that. I'm gonna put this dress on and just at least see what it looks like. That's you're starting to turn. So then when you put the dress on, you still might hear it, but your body shape. That's not
Mhm.
how it's on the model. You can't take it off. You already know you put it on. Yeah, you put it on. Take it off. Comfort is taking it back off. Discomfort is, wait a minute, let me adjust. Let me see what I can do. Put on a body shaper. Is that gonna make a difference? Granted, some dresses just ain't gonna fit right and don't belong to you. You just have to take it off.
Mhm.
But you won't know that until you put it on.
Mhm.
Comfort versus discomfort. When you're growing, mm, when you are in a comfort space, you can't grow. You can't.
Mhm.
When you are
Nope.
stuck in this space right here, you can't grow. Because all you're
Mhm.
going to be doing is the same thing that keeps
Yep.
you right. But if you take a pot, a plant, and you put it in a pot, and you nurture that plant, you water that plant, you feed that plant, you give it sunlight, it's going to grow to the point that eventually it's got to get out that pot. You're going to have to find what? A bigger pot.
Mhm.
Because that plant is uncomfortable because it's
Yep.
growing.
Mm.
So back to this bully chick. Back to this bully chick. You got to get uncomfortable.
Mhm.
You have to put yourself in places and situations that make you uncomfortable, not threatening your life, but
Mhm.
just put like, oh, I don't wear heels. I can walk in heels. I don't wear heels. Put some heels on.
Mhm.
Walk around and with some jeans and some heels on. I look crazy. No, you look crazy because you feel crazy because it's a place you've never been before. Put them on
Mhm.
and walk. I went model on you.
Yes.
Feel like I'm in practice. Put them on and walk.
Uh-huh.
But once you start to do that, then it becomes repetition. So then your comfort changes. So then your bully has no choice but to be quiet,
Mhm.
or at least to level down that volume where those other voices like, I got this. Oh, I
Mhm.
do look good. Okay, that don't hurt so bad. Okay, I can handle that. Oh, wait a minute, let's try this. When those voices get louder, that's when you know you got your bully in check.
Mhm.
So it's all about being able to counteract. So the bully says, you're too fat for that. You got to be able to counteract it with, am I too fat for that or am I just too much?
Mm.
With and see, because if it can't handle me, that thing's problem, not mine. It
Mm.
doesn't really be fat, because everything really be fabulous.
Mhm.
It's about counteracting comfort versus this.
Oh. I am loving all of this.
I can get long with it, so cut me off when I need to. I can talk all day.
Well, we're doing good. We're doing good. Um, your message. If you were to meet someone who is currently where you were 10 years ago, what would you say to her?
Ooh, okay, 28. Okay. 10 years ago, I would say, okay, buckle up, hold on, anchor down. What you don't know is you have already started your process to your new life. These are baby steps because that was around the time I cut my hair off. It was around that. I think I was about 2010 was around the time I cut my hair
Mhm.
off. And I walked.
Speak up just a little bit.
Oh, in 2020, I cut my hair out. 2010 was around the time I cut my hair off, and I lost a bunch of weight as well. Um, and so the transition has started. So I would tell that that 20-year-old woman in that situation baby steps. You're already taking those baby steps. Hold on. I know it feels like you're lost. It feels like you don't know where to go. It feels like you're alone. Keep going. One step at a time. You might get knocked back a few steps. That's okay. And that's the important thing. Even if you get knocked back, it's okay. Keep going. One foot in front of the other. Be patient with yourself. Oh my God. Give ooh, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. We can be so hard on ourselves in those times when we don't even realize we don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. We got so much stuff coming from the outside at us that the last thing we need to do is to be that same type of voice for ourselves. We don't need it. Give yourself grace. It's okay to mess up. You're not perfect. Nobody around you is. I don't care how much you think they may have it. I do not care how much money you think they have. I don't care how much of a wonderful relationship you think they may have that you want. I don't care how much of a great career you think they may have. They are not perfect, and I swear to God, they don't have to get it. Just like you. Keep going. And just hold on. Because, baby, when you finally break, whoo, you ain't gonna be able to stand your damn self. Like, you're not gonna be able to put up with yourself. Thank you. Look, come here. Listen, my baby staying on point. You hear me?
Oh,
Get down here, silly.
hello. Look at this beautiful girl right here.
And
Look,
she
just
know it too. That's what she know it.
yes.
My baby.
Huh? What'd she say?
Does she have the hair?
You couldn't get it out your face. Yeah, you just gotta, you know, toss it on back. Look, give it a little. Oh, I'm always happy to see you.
Yeah. All right, you can go. I just want your face on camera.
I'm gonna have to bring her on. So
Yes,
we can
that.
chat.
Let me tell you. She'll tell you some things.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna
Oh,
write it down.
look, she will tell you some things. Cause let me tell you, there been a time or two. Woo, where I've been deep dark in the trenches, and the Lord
Mercy.
spoke to me through her, and it's nothing. You. I remember one time I was so sick. I
Mm.
was so sick. I was so sick, but I had to take her to prayer thing. And I'm in the car, and I'm like, baby, I can't come in. I'm gonna come back and get you out. And she looked at the church, and she looked at me, and she said, "You need to be where God is, and this is where He is. You need to come."
Mm.
I could barely walk, but I'll tell you, I got my purse, I got my keys. I walked right in there. Elder was like, "You look awful. You need to go home." I told her what my baby said. Elder said, "Well, you go ahead and have a seat
I know.
right here." Elder said, "I mean, I can't argue with that." And I did. I said right there was just. But yeah, so have her own child. You'd be surprised what she tell you, girl.
Okay.
But I would tell that 28-year-old woman to hold tight to what she got. There's so much ahead on the horizon, and to not cut her nose to spite her face. You don't know. You don't. And you don't know how those events are going to propel you and prepare for the next thing. And that's what everything is. That's what every experience is. It's preparation for the next thing. And you may not see it right away. You may not even understand it. And it might not even come to you for another 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be like, that's why I do. That's why I do. Oh, I can handle that. If I did that, I can handle it. So I would tell her, hold on, hold on. As hard as it may be, I know it's hard. Baby, listen to me.
Mm.
I know it's hard. I know. Hold on. Find the right support and watch what you feed yourself. And I'm not talking about food. Although that's a good thing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about food. Watch what you feed yourself.
Watch what you feed yourself. I love it.
Because
Mm.
that inner bully feeds you. So it depends on what you eat.
Mm.
Watch what you
Mm.
feed yourself. And you will find
Wow. Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed our chat. I have been enriched, and with every conversation I have, what I love is that the messages that God gives me to give to others, these chats confirm exactly what comes to my heart. So that means that we are on one accord with the messages that we send out to the world. We are on the right track. Okay. Monique Gaines, you are on the right track. So you keep going, you keep working and doing your thing, and tell the people where they can connect with you.
you can find me all over the place. You can find me on Facebook at Monique Gaines or Monique C. Gaines is my model page. You can find me on Facebook at Confessions of a Goddess. You can find me on Instagram at PYTMO, Hitmo as some people like to call it, and Confessions of a Goddess21. You can email me at Monique C. Gaines at Gmail and Confessions of a Goddess21 at Gmail. You can also check out my website, MoniqueCGaines.com, for all of that jazz.
All right. Well, thank you so much um, for coming on and having this talk with us. And I want to thank all of you all out there watching for just joining in and receiving the gifts that we come on camera to give. I hope and I pray that these messages are beneficial to you. So, again, thank you so much. I am the lady with the lipstick and the model with the message. And please be amazing wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank